Morning, welcome back to another video. So today I'm out on a little trail run. I'm going to be doing around about an hour and 40 minutes up in the trails. So there is no time goal or specific time or anything I need to be hitting today. It's just time on feet. So it's going to be a nice leisurely plod. So I'll take you around, show you a bit of the scenery. This is Barker's Wood. This is the first part of the trail. So from Barker's Wood, we come out in a minute and we cut over to the King Bill and up at the side of the King Bill, and then up over to the top and the Pennine Hills and the Wardle skyline. So just see the King Bill over there on the hill. I'll be heading up there and over these hills. That's the King Bill there. Peaceful this morning. Just hear birds. No traffic, no motors. There we are, the King Bill. Now we continue up the cobbled road here. So even though we're not going at any sort of pace, the first 2 miles of this route is uphill. Still climbing at this point. You come to this first farm and then there's actually more of a climb, so we veer right into this farm and then it gets steeper before we get onto the moorlands and the actual Pennine trails in just a second. So anyone who knows this route will know that we're just climbing at this point. So like I said, even though we're not going at pace, you do feel it's a good workout. You do feel it climbing up these hills. Just starting to see the tops now. See the windmills over there. So good job I've got the trails on. Okay, so the Pennine Bridal Way, 2 mile to Calderbrook, 1.5 mile to Watergrove. So I'm going to head up to Watergrove this morning. So I'm still climbing. Look at this. Reservoir there. God bless these Pennine Hills. Absolutely love it. So, a little update. We're at the end of week 4 of my half marathon training block. Training's going really well. So like I said today, it's just about time on feet. I've done a lot of my speed based workouts and intervals earlier this week. I've actually seen a few runners out today, out on these trails. Probably the first time I've actually been out in a few weeks, to be honest. Like I said, if you've watched any of the other videos, activities have come back. So we've had football Sunday morning a lot of weeks. There's no match this week, so making the most of it, getting out here on these trails. Close to the top now, and then we drop down to Watergrove Reservoir, the home of Watergrove Park Run. The Watergrove Park Run, for those of you that don't know, it's I think it's ranked in the top 5 most difficult park runs in the country. But not only that, for me, even though it's on my doorstep, I never get sick of running around these Pennine trails, and I never get sick of that park run as well. So top 5 most difficult, and I would argue, obviously I've not done some of the other runs, but it's got to be in the top 5 most scenic as well. Don't fancy logging all my training bit by bit, but what I might do in my weekly update is just give you a little bit of an update as to where I'm at in my half marathon plan. So the last week and this week I've just broke into the 40 miles for the week for the first time in this plan. Training so far is going really well. I've increased the mileage, done it sensibly, so I'm not feeling any stiffness or soreness in my legs. They're coping with that additional mileage brilliantly. Don't know if this is picking up the wind now, but yeah, everything's going really well with the plan. My link for all my training and everything, if that's what you're interested in, the Strava profile is in the bio. Look at that. Don't know if it's catching the wind because I've not got the protective case on, but there you go. There's Watergrove, coming at it from the top of the hills. Look at that, right on my doorstep. So we're coming down into the woods now, at the top of Watergrove. Be careful on this, watch your footing, watch you don't cruckle. That's the thing with trail running, you might not be running as fast, you might have to stop for a few gates, but you do have to watch your footing, so you have to be very present when you're trail running to see where your feet are going, because one wrong move, twist your ankle, injured, out for a while. That's not to put people off, because you know, there are lots of benefits to trail running as well, not least the scenery. So you don't get this trudging around the towns or the inner city routes. So here's where we are. So public bridle way, Pennine bridle way. So Whitworth 2.5, Wardle 1. Let's head towards Whitworth. So the Watergrove park runners will be familiar with these gates. This is usually open on park run day, and this is the first climb, and also part of the last 1 mile, the last 1 mile downhill as you come smashing it down these cobbles, which can get a little bit slippy as well when it's wet. But I'm not going there today. I'm going through the wooded section, family trail. A little bit more scenic this route actually. Through the woods. Everything's going to plan so far in my training block. I'm not going to make this video specifically about training, so like I said, if you want to see that you can go to Strava. But next week, I think on Saturday, I'm going to be going for an all-out 5k at a park run to see where I'm at. My Garmin's telling me I'm around about, you know, it's predicting that I'm in PB shape for the 5k. The way that I've done this training block, I've started out so that I'm doing the fast and the speed based workouts at the shorter intervals at the beginning, and the slower, longer stuff, and I'm sort of bringing it inwards. So it actually works out that, you know, I should be peaking sort of 5k beginning end of January, early Feb, which is where we're at now. And over the next few weeks, if we get the chance, I might sneak a 10k race in and just have a little pop at that. It's not an A-goal race, so there's no pressure. We'll just get out and see where I'm at. Don't want to set any expectation, but I genuinely feel like I'm fitter than I was, because I've not lost any of that fitness really. I've sort of carried on for the last year, and that brings me to my next point really. So yeah, my next point being, you know, I don't feel like I've lost any of my fitness from last year. I feel like I'm just basically building on that. A couple of down weeks in December, give myself permission to rest, recover, because, you know, it was my most active year of running last year. First year of injury-free running. Not a coach, not trying to preach to anyone, but I would like to share, you know, some tips of, well, not tips, just basically let you know how I managed to run injury-free in 2024, when prior to 2024, in the 10 or so years I've been running, I've actually spent more time on the sidelines than Phil Jones. So I'll pass on my experience, and all my experience has really been learnt the hard way. You know, I'm not a person that listens, never been coached, probably couldn't be coached. You know, I struggle with training plans, it bores me. I don't like running because I feel like I have to run. I run because I want to run, and when I overly structure it, or if I have to do a specific plan, it sort of takes the joy out of it for me. But because of my experience and because of my unwillingness to listen, you know, it's probably cost me a good few years of me running, because I've been injured and unable to run. I've not been doing it the right way, but I feel like 2024, first year I got it right, and I was able to run all year injury free. A few niggles, never in enough pain to stop me from getting out there and running. I just adjusted how I was running in order to not make them niggles worse. So yeah, so I'm going to break it down into three things really: type, terrain and trainers. So for the type of run, I think a big reason why I was able to stay injury free in 2024 is, you know, I mixed up the type of running. Prior to that, you know, I probably ran the majority of my runs in sort of zone 3. Didn't really know much. You know, I did do the odd easy run, but it was usually just when I was coming back from an injury to try and ease myself back in, and I'd soon forget the easy run and I'd be pushing on to try and get quicker, and before you know it, I'm in pain again. I can't run. So not only was I not doing the right type of runs. There was lots of runs that I wasn't even included in my workout, so you know, I didn't really do any interval training, very rarely. I still haven't done that much on the track, to be honest, but I wasn't even doing intervals prior to 2024. Tried them a few times, just touched on them, but never been able to get going, never been able to get any momentum to work on the speed and other areas. And another thing I can't stress enough is run your easy runs easy. And when I say easy, I mean easy. I think for the first few months of 2024, the easy runs was 9-10 minute mile pace. That's how easy. So whilst running that slow isn't going to propel you forward and get you to any speed or time-based goal any quicker, for me it made sure that my legs could cope with those faster workouts when they came. And because I've got that solid foundation of lots and lots of slow running, I feel like it's built the strength in the legs and other areas. And it takes a different type of stride as well when you're running easy. So mixing that stride up, running in different ways, can only benefit you. It's basically not doing the same thing over and over again, which the body gets used to. So yeah, so 2, terrain. You know, what type of terrain are you running on? I think I've always mixed in quite a bit of trail runs because of where I live. I have always mixed them in, but I maybe didn't know how and when to use them. You know, when to use a trail run, how to run the trail run. So yeah, I think, you know, if you are a runner and you are getting injured a lot, and all you seem to do is run on roads or tarmac, you should maybe consider getting out on the trails. It's much easier on the joints. You know, the goal pace stuff, you can do that on, you know, on tarmac, but just getting out here, it's just about enjoying the trails. So aside from falling, tripping, which hopefully if you're careful won't happen, you know, your risk of injury running on trails, I would say, is much lower than repeatedly pounding that pavement. Brown Hill there. And the last one, trainers. Now, I'm not gonna, I don't think you need 20 pairs of trainers to be out running, but having a shoe rotation I think is quite important. I think, you know, 3 or 4 pairs is probably sufficient. Obviously you'll want a pair for the trails with some good grip, especially when it's wet. I've always sort of had that. When it's come to road trainers, something that I didn't do in the past, I just have 1 pair, literally 1 pair that I'd use for all my road running, which I don't think did me any favours. You know, I'd literally do every type of running them, and you know, the last year and a bit, paid more attention, watched more channels, and I've seen people that, you know, do go overkill. You know, trainer review channels, and it's good information. Obviously they review the trainer the best they can. Everyone is different in that respect. You know, everyone's going to benefit from different type of trainers. We all run slightly different, but that sort of brings me on to the next point. You know, obviously you're going to have your stuff for your speed and your interval stuff, like your carbons for your 5 and 10k races, but then you want comfier every day, like an everyday, and then a long run maybe. So maybe 3 pairs of trainers for your road training, I think that'd probably be enough. Like I said, in the past I just had one pair and they got battered, you know, and my legs got battered. I don't know, trainers can be expensive. I'd go out to the shops as well first and maybe try them on. That's what I've done. I've gone out and got on the running machine, seen how I run, see what type of trainers I need. And also another little free tip for you. Don't know how you feel about this, but you know, I can't afford to be spending hundreds of pounds. I've actually picked up quite a few pairs of belting trainers, pretty much brand new, is going vintage. So, you know, if you're not sure, you don't want to spend loads, you want to try the trainer out, you can buy a used pair off Vinted, see how they feel on your foot, and if you like them, you can maybe go out and buy them. Or, you know, I bought quite a few pairs of trainers off Vinted that was like unwanted Christmas gifts. The first pair of carbons was brand new, labels on, and I got them for less than half the price, so I went on Vinted. I know you can send them back, but what I didn't want to do is spend hundreds of pounds on a pair of trainers only to find that they was uncomfortable, they didn't fit, or they weren't right for me. So, you know, I'm always looking for a bargain. Yeah, there's 3 quick tips on helping with injury prevention, or what's helped me with injury prevention. I know everyone's different, you know, you might have your own ways to stay injury free. They're just 3 of the things that have changed in 2024. There are other things as well. Strength and conditioning training has played a massive part. So just have a quick look. So got the public bridle way to Syke, Pennine bridle way. So I'm coming off the Pennine bridle way now. We're heading on the public bridle way down to Syke. I'm also going to give the head mount one more chance following the last video. Got it with me today. I'm going to wait till I'm a bit lower down because it'll pick up all the wind. Might be picking up all the wind now actually, but part of the reason why the head mount was bouncing on my head is because I've had my GoPro in like a protective case, and it had like little things where you can add your accessories like your mics, but it made it much bigger. So today I've got my GoPro out of the mount and it's just on its own, so it's much lighter, much smaller. So I'm going to put it on and give it a go. Oh, and another thing to update as well, currently on day 42 today. I've run every day, and I did say that, you know, I started growing my beard, or I've not took any length off my beard since the start of that run streak. So yeah, I came in 31st of Jan. First thing Missy said to me is, run streak's over now. Have you, you're not shaving your beard? I was like, no, this beard is not going. You know, I feel like I've really embraced this beard. And to think I wouldn't grow a beard because it was bright ginger. But I have had my hair cut, keeping the length on the top. Again, nothing to do with running, but just thought I'd give you a quick update anyway. So, giving the head mount a second go. You're probably picking up a lot of wind now, but so much more comfier on my head now that I took it out of the mounting case and just got the GoPro straight onto this this strap. Yeah, I do remember the New Year's Day, waking up 2020, coming down here. I think it was 3 laps of this reservoir and then back up to Whitworth, and it wasn't until a bit later when I was doing my trail runs that I realised exactly where that was. Sounds like the wind's calmed a bit now. It does at my level. I don't know about at the head cam level. So we're dropping back down from the Pennines now into Rochdale. Don't know whether it's picking it up there, but you've got the Seven Sister Flats just ahead. That's Rochdale Centre. We're going to be dropping down into Syke, and again I think this gets overlooked. I'm going to take you down here now to my little secret picnic spot in Syke to come in the summer months. Only discovered this a couple of years ago. So I've just changed my camera setting because the battery kept going with one of these cheapo aftermarket batteries they've got. The GoPro battery seems okay. So yeah, this is the picnic spot. Come in the summer, and we're heading over to Small Bridge now. I'm going to come out near Small Bridge in a minute. A bit wet and muddy on this path. I don't know if this is picking up now. I've turned the resolution and the wide cam off. See if we get a bit more battery out of it. A bit muddy. Don't think we're going to be able to avoid it. I'll try over here. Kingfisher there. Very rare. You see it? Beautiful. So, come off the trail now, and we're coming towards the end of this run. We're in Wardle village. So yeah, if you are new to running or you're permanently injured like I was, biggest tip or thing I can give you is run your easy runs easy. So 150, 160 beats per minute. I know everyone's heart rate varies, but if I see that and it's marked as easy run, you know, it might be relatively easy for some people to be in that heart rate zone, but you know, easy run for me. So firmly in the 130s, touching 140 if it's a bit hilly. But if you're running in the 150s, 160s, unless your watch is playing up, it definitely isn't an easy run in 150, 160. If you're a coach, well, you think you know better, that's fine. I'm just sharing my experience on how I've managed to stay injury free. Not only did I stay injury free in 2024, I also ran my highest mileage in a calendar year, and I also ran all my personal bests in my speed-based stuff. So what I've done works for me. If it works for you, great. So I take bits from other videos and other runners and do what works for me. Love finding these little snippets as well. So yeah, even though my watch goes ski-wy now and again, I think another big part of staying injury free has been down to heart rate training and zone training in the correct zones. You know, I've done a lot of zone 2 training. So for me, zone 2 is anything from sort of 120, the real lower end, up to 140 beats per minute. So everyone trains in their own way. I'm not here to preach what I've got, really. So 1 year, yeah, I'm running injury free after running for years. If there's anything you can take from me, great. If not, don't worry about it. So that's me Sunday long run complete. We've done 18.15 kilometres, an hour and 50 minutes. The first 14 and a half kilometres they was run up on the trails, just taking it easy. I was doing bits of filming up there as well. So the last 4 kilometres I had actually saved them to run with Tal. She weren't ready when I got home and didn't want to come out, so I've come out and I've just picked the pace up a little bit just for them last 4, just to test what my legs will be like later on in the half marathon. The last 2k was run at half marathon pace. And if you've any questions at all, just leave them in the comments and I will get back to you. You might notice as well that I give the stats for that long running Ks. Might sound like a bit of a hypocrite here, but I've actually got used to running in kilometres now. Got used to them splits, so yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.